Real America's Voice is a news platform dedicated to keeping people informed. Start your day off with War Room, hosted by Steve Bannon.
If they've got the data, if they've got the evidence, they've got the science, bring it forward.
Followed by News On with Miranda Kahn.
We will continue to keep a close watch on the situation in D.C.
Begin your afternoon with David Brody's Water Cooler.
A huge deal here. We're going to unpack it all.
Real America's Voice.
All right, live from Studio 6B, 30 minutes past the hour on a Tuesday night. Real America's Voice, Dish Network, Channel 219, Pluto TV, Channel 240. Glad you're in. Hogan Gidley joined us in the first hour. He was fantastic, talking about, what's going on right now, specifically what's going on in the press briefing room every day, which is a disaster, which is the border, which is a disaster, and everything else that's going on in 61 days here in the Biden monarchy. So Paul Nolan's going to have some more news. But right now, joining us is the founder of Our Freedom Media Group, and more specifically, ourfreedombook.com, that we're here to talk about. Dave Lipsky joins us on Live from Studio 6B. Mr. Lipsky, how are you?
Great, pleasure. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. So I guess just and as concisely as you can, tell the audience a little bit about your background, a little bit about yourself, and then we'll talk about what you're doing now.
My business consists of a mechanic. I am a mechanic. And right now, from being a mechanic, I've turned to technology due to my wife being devastated and being thrown off the social media platform. Like lots of prominent people, like our President Donald Trump also has been thrown off social media. So when it hit home at my home, it became like an implosion. And my wife wanted me to go out and get every lawyer in the town and create class action suits. And I said, you know what, it'll be cheaper for me to build our own platform. And from that point forward, because I'm a constitutionalist, I'm a very big believer in the First Amendment and freedom of speech, I went beyond that. And I says, we're going to build everything across the platform. We've recognized musicians, we recognize prominent people, regular people, civilians, the forgotten men and women at work, the workers of America, thrown off for having their opinion. And we felt, my team that I created felt, you're right, let's go for it. So I dug into my pockets and said, let's just keep building until we keep building, and you keep building and keep building. And we're not stopping. We have our own service stations also. And we're going to keep pushing because we feel the freedom of speech is extremely, extremely important for the American people. And yes. Well,
so I don't know how much you want to talk about what the experience specifically was. Was it one platform that your wife had a big following on that tried to silence her, or what were the specifics of what happened to her?
It was Facebook. I'm sorry, excuse me. She was on Facebook. My wife had two businesses on there. My wife was on there since 2008 or 9. She had a personal page also. She had all her school friends and people she's met. And my wife mentioned something, or got involved, in a conversation about saving the children. And next thing she knew, the next morning she was gone. And it became a very big to-do. And I said, you know what, hon? Relax, use my page. Sure enough, I went. I'm guilty by association. I was thrown off. And I'm not a big social media. I was not big social media person on there. I wasn't. So with that being said, between, recognizing how the oligarchs, the Silicon Valley, and the social media platforms, how they've taken control of our American lives because social media became an emotion part of us. Just like, you're born without fear and fear is instilled. Well, we're not born with social media. Social media is instilled, and now it became a part of us. So it's very effective when they do things to you. Third party, I use the terminology like a bad date, third wheel, fact check, disable you, take your comments down, fake jail. Warnings. It's not good. It just wasn't good. And my platforms that I've built has nothing like that. We're complete 1000% freedom of speech. You can argue your point. You can speak your point. You could express yourself. Bad day, good day, whatever you feel. You know, we do keep an eye out for threats of violence. That's standard. We keep an eye out for threats of suicide. That's standard. We keep an eye out for trafficking. That's standard. We even keep policing for the local police just in case there is a situation. Standard. But we will not get in the way of anyone's argument. Matter of fact, I'll express to you on an occasion we watched, because we have a level playing field, so we have a mix on our site. We did have a couple of people arguing each other about an article, and this article consisted of something to do with our President Trump. There was two parties involved. It went on for about a week and a half, and no one got involved. No one third-partied it. No one fact-jailed. No one got involved and, you know, held it up.
Yeah.
Or shadow banned it. You know what happened? Now there's 12 of them in total, and they're all friends. And they actually collaborate on articles, and they're actually talking. So my site just proved 0.1%. We've actually created the ability for people to collaborate from different sides of the aisle. And if I can do that, you know, that's a great thing for the American people.
So let's talk about, obviously you have Our Freedom Media Group, which I guess is kind of the banner top-end company, and then it's going to hold, obviously, the other entities, I assume. So when I look at what you've done, it seems like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like you tried to, like you said, take a Facebook or a Twitter or a TikTok or a YouTube, and you've tried to kind of recreate each one of those. Is that basically the idea of the media group holding the individual entities?
What we did is we recreated everything for standard proper universe. So I recreated what they call the Freedom Tube, which is unbiased, uncensored. I recreated the Facebook, which is our Freedom Book, unbiased, uncensored. I recreated the Twitter, which is called our Freedom Bits. I recreated our Freedom Gram, which we're in the process of finalizing. I've recreated and worked with and built now a new search engine called our Freedom Search, which is scraped. We're working with that. Works beautiful. We're working with a product right now where we just we copyrighted it and trademarked it. It's called our Freedom Debates. We have multiple platforms. I have about 15 products being built for my team as we speak and finalizing. If you go to ourfreedommg.com, you will see the platforms that are out right now. Our Freedom Book is a platform with apps. The rest of our products right now are mobile friendly. We don't feel having to use apps for every product is a necessity. We don't want to bend, you know, and have to abide by strange rules that are being implemented by iOS and Android. It's strange, especially iOS. People, yeah.
Well, so, I mean, that's one of my questions for you. Obviously, you're building it. You're putting a significant investment, obviously, behind this.
Oh, yeah.
You're finding people to work with you, obviously, that are understanding your cause. You're finding people actually to work. You say the server part's obviously a huge deal because obviously being able to scale and expand as you acquire users is obviously the whole ball game here. So how do you look towards what could be some of the challenges in scaling, in user acquisition, things like that? Are you to the point where you're starting to address that?
Yes, I'm not afraid to express the amount of money that we've already vested into this, and we have no bankers and no backers. This is strictly my personal and my family doing this. We're into this whole game with our own service stations and growing our service stations. I basically have a plantation of servers right now. I have its own facility at the moment that I'm loading up. We just entered into, we're on our 4th server setup right now, and they're very large, and we're growing it rapidly. We have a backup plant with a generator also, and I'm not playing around, guys. This is I'm in this for the long run now, and I'm going to say this to America. I can tell you right now, there's 11 gentlemen out there that built the big tech. I am one man, and I ain't afraid. And I'll say this also. We are the working men and women and the forgotten working men of America. President Trump, you were for the working men and women that were forgotten during the Obama administration. We are once again forgotten right now. Do not get involved with the Silicon Valley or the tech companies. You should join us because we are the ones that are working for you and America. And you're working for us, for America. Join our platforms.
Well, that's a good lead into your past weekend activities. I believe this past weekend or within the last couple weekends, you were down in Florida. Is that the pitch you made directly to the president when you had the chance to talk to him?
No, actually, believe it or not, I was shaking. I was scared. No, I'm just joking. So
how'd you get this opportunity?
I'm just joking.
Some pictures here, yeah.
Thank you. Yes, we actually were engaged. We went to Mar-a-Lago on an invitation. My wife and I and a few others. We had a really nice time in engagement. Very friendly, very great atmosphere. And my wife wanted to have a picture. Of course, we would get a picture. And it was funny how it happened because he pointed to me and said, well, he kind of pointed to me in a video that you don't see because I don't have it out. He was joking around with me in the videos he was talking for Ron DeSantis and just joking with me. And after that, when we were talking in person, one-on-one right against each other, he said to me, I says, I'm Dave, pleasure to meet you. I represent our Freedom Book, our Freedom Media Group. And he said to me, with pointing his finger at me, he says, that's you? And I says, yes, that's me. And the gentleman that's with me, standing right there, which is Adam Weiss, a great friend of mine, and my wife next to me, he says, would you like his card? And he said, absolutely. So I hand him my card, and you could see the expression on his face, and the conversation continued. And he told me, he goes, you know what? You're doing a great, great job. And do you have another one? So we gave him 2 cards. So, it was a great feeling. It doesn't mean that I'm the chosen one. It doesn't mean that I'm the one. But if we have the ability to work together down the road, where if he does open his own site, that we could at least possibly share between all my 9, 12, 13 platforms to be able to do campaigns, have great governors and mayors and legislators go on and use our sites. For public figures, we're there for you. We also have a crowdfunding site that is working great also, raising money and for campaigns right now, too. We would love to work together with President Trump.
Now, people can go to Our Freedom Book right now and sign up, right? Obviously, they can download the app, go there, sign up right now.
Absolutely. Please, go right now, Our Freedom Book. Go right to any app stores, download it, set yourself up in there. She's awesome. You have live stream, you got Messenger, you got a couple, we're up to a couple 100,000 organically. Okay. Listen, I'm not bragging. We did it organically. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
Our new products are just coming out there now. We're not pushing it. We're taking our time, If you like it, come please. But you got to love the Constitution, the First Amendment. You got to want your freedom.
All right, I want everybody live from Studio 6B to go to Our Freedom Book tonight. OurFreedomBook.com. Sign up, download the app, and let's get signed up here. Dave Lipsky, thank you so much for joining us live from Studio 6B. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with this endeavor.
Thank you.
All right, live from Studio 6B, we're back with more sports right after this.